Shh. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 88 of the Talk is Cheap show. Hope you're all well, healthy and COVID-free. Thanks everyone for tapping in. Truly appreciate your support. As you can see, we're live and direct in the AFTV HQ studios in North London, and I'm excited to say we've got a great show lined up for you today. You can see my two guests to either side of me. Starting to my left, the man himself, Mr. Curtis Shaw TV in the house. What are you saying, bro?
Wait, where's the rest of it? Where's all the
I've got something else to think about today, man.
Week off today.
Yeah, next week we'll be. And to my right, esteemed journalist, broadcaster, and entrepreneur, my good friend, great guy, knows his stuff inside out. The articulate, Mr. Jordan Jarrett Brown. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. What are you saying?
We're good, man. We're good. Euros is done. Olympics is done. Season's on its way. You know what I mean? Let's
Dickie
go.
Bird tells me you're flying out, bro.
I am, yes. I'm off to Tokyo for the Paralympic Games. Catch me on Channel 4 and More 4, by the way, for all coverage there. But yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a pleasure to have you on, bro, and I can't wait to hear what you've got to say about some of the topics.
I got a lot to say.
Yeah, man. So, right. Just want to say before we start, shout out to Akeem. The brother stopped me the other day in the gym, and he always watches the shows, and he loves the show. He's a big fan of yours, man.
Yes, Akeem. Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
So, yeah, I hope he's watching. I said I'll big you up, so shout out to Akeem, man. Yeah. Last weekend was the last game of the Replay Me League. For those of you who don't know, that's AFTV have a football team and we're in the league. It was our last game of the season. Big game because it was like a league decider, really, wasn't it? Not with us, but if we beat the team we were playing against, Madness, we would stop them from winning the league. And they were heavy favourites, but we beat them 6-2, and the man to my left there scored a cracking goal. So, Curtis, I'm sure you want to...
Yeah.
Not the whole show.
No, not the whole show, but obviously...
Tell us about the game.
It enabled Rants and Expressions team to win the league, so if you're watching, you always a good drink, man. You know what I mean? Big up to them, man, for winning the league. Yeah, do what is a good way to finish the season.
It was, man, it was. Yeah. And just to let you guys know, we will be rejoining the league in September. So we will be giving you updates on the games as and when they happen. So yeah, watch out for that. YouTube League, the Replay Me League. Shout out to Louis and all the guys involved in that. Okay, so moving on again to our news and notes. For those of you not aware, news and notes is where we just look at stories in the news relevant to us or relevant to football that we think is worth mentioning on the show. I guess the place to start is the Messi transfer. Last week, the news was breaking that he would be leaving Barca. As I said to you, I nearly crashed my car when I got the news because it happened as I was driving home. There was speculation as to where he was going to go. Although, to be honest, it was always thought that PSG would be the leaders in signing him because they're probably one of the few clubs in the world that can afford him in the present time. So we now know that he's about to be unveiled as a PSG player. A 2-year deal with an option of a third. 25 million a year, probably the most expensive free transfer of all time. 25 million a year for Messi for 2 years, plus a 21 million pound signing on fee. Jordan, I'll start with you. What do you make of that? First the news and the transfer.
Yeah, it's been done now. I mean, I'm a little bit over it now, a bit bored of it. It's been done. We've seen the tears, we've seen the holding up the shirt, we've seen kicking the ball.
What do you think of the tears, bro?
No, I get it. If this isn't, remember, Barcelona is not just a big part of his footballing life. It's been his life. I think he moved there when he was 12.
12 or 13.
His family there. He talks about his Catalonian kids. Do you know what I mean? So his whole world, his whole life has been a big part of that part of the world. So I get it. It was emotional. What was funny was that while he was crying, his youths in the front, they didn't care. They were just like, listeners, they were like, let's get out of here. Yeah. But yeah, no, it is what it is. I mean, on one side, I'm excited because you get to see Mbappe play with Messi and Neymar, and that in itself should be fun. But also, I think to myself, it's a little bit like, is this where we're kind of going? If you look at the kind of bigger picture, it just feels a little bit lazy, a bit simple, and a bit man. Like, okay, they're gonna win the league by Christmas. They'll get to the last four at least in the Champions League. It feels a little bit boring. And for me, whilst I really want Messi to win another Champions League title, I really want that to happen. I also don't want PSG to win a Champions League either. So I'm conflicted. You know what I mean? But it'll be alright. It'll earn lots of money. The world will still turn.
Yeah.
Curtis, what's your thoughts?
You know what's funny? Like you said, he was crying one day. The next day, he's holding up the shirt. 25 million. You think you'll get over it pretty quick?
Yeah, because some people were suggesting there's a bit of crocodile tears going on.
No,
because he had his hands over his. We didn't actually see any tears come down, did it? He just had his hands over. But anyway,
I think they were genuine tears. Messi doesn't strike me as that kind of character to be like acting and things like. I think he was hurt, but I mean, I agree with Jordan in a sense. I think him going to PSG doesn't overly excite me in the sense he's going to be in the French league. I don't really watch the French league. Like you said, they'll win it with 15 games to go. You know, being selfish, I would have liked to have seen him come to the Prem. I always thought Pep would have tried to get him. I mean, he might have tried to get him. I don't think Messi was desperate to come to the Premier League. He didn't seem that interested. So
he saw them big ugly defenders and thought, no, man, I don't need that in my life.
I think also as well is this move pretty much guarantees he'll be at the next World Cup. There was talk about whether he was going to make it or not, but now with the people who own Paris Saint-Germain, where the World Cup is next year,
oh yeah, of course,
do you know what I mean? He'll be a big part. He'll be a big pawn in the promo for the Qataris of where the World Cup. You know what happens out there. So that for me guarantees there's one more World Cup in him. Yeah. But beyond that, I'm a little bit.
It's not. I think one thing's for certain: La Liga is finished for now. La Liga just became like the Scottish Prem. Like you know, I don't want to watch La Liga for now, but. I suppose the one exciting thing is, like you said, Messi, Neymar and Mbappe. It's a cheat code, isn't it, basically?
No, but if you look at that team, man, I mean, some people were saying it could be, on paper anyway, the greatest club side ever assembled. You've got Donnarumma in goal, you've got Hakimi, you've got Sergio Ramos.
Not for me.
Then you've got Mbappe,
there's
Neymar.
There's no guarantees it clicks either, you know?
No, it doesn't.
And the opposition,
no, but on paper, I mean...
You don't paper.
I mean, it excited you. You told me you were looking at tickets on the web. Tell the people what you were saying about that.
There was they put up a thing on the PSG website saying there's 2,000 tickets left, but it was one of them like queuing systems. So it said 45.
For the unveiling?
No, just for they've got a game on Saturday. Obviously, everyone wants to watch.
Yeah. But you weren't quick, really.
I queued up for 45 minutes, got to the front, and they said sold out. But people were buying tickets for €60. They're now selling for £1,500. They reckon Messi could be on the bench, just as a bit of a showpiece. I don't know whether he'll even come on, but
well, when they're winning 4-0, they'll probably come on for a 10-minute cameo.
So
okay, and I guess we should shout out on our news and notes Gabriel Martinelli. He was part of the Brazil team that won the Olympic gold medal. So no doubt he'll be returning to Arsenal with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Moving on again.
Before he's benched.
He likes the bench. Moving on. Arsenal's transfer activity, or as I like to say,
or lack thereof.
And there's a couple of names coming up this week. I'm not going to go through it all, but Tammy Abraham, man. Right, we know what you think about Tammy.
Yeah.
So let's go with my man Jordan. Tammy Abraham to Arsenal.
I got battered. I did a show on TalkSport 2 years ago where I said that Tammy Abraham for me was a championship striker, and I got absolutely smashed for it. Now, since between then and now, that was harsh and that was maybe a bit unfair. He's a Premier League striker. Still think he's a bottom half Premier League striker, but I think he's a Premier League striker. I think in the right team, he gets you 15 goals. And that I think is an achievement for any striker in the Premier League. Although I've not been a big fan of Tammy Abraham, I'm starting to come around to the idea that actually this could work for Arsenal. I think you're bringing in someone that's young, hungry. I think technically there's issues there. But he could be the new Giroud. A target man, a presence in the air. He's not got bad feet. You'd have a player that's unlike a Louise or a William that's got something to prove and got years to
Although I would take odds of you there because I think Giroud technically was a good player.
He was. I think he was better overall. But I mean, that kind of, he's different to Aubameyang, Lacazette.
Yeah, it gives you something different to think about, doesn't it?
So although I'm not a massive Tammy Abraham fan, I think where Arsenal are at the moment, I spoke about this on a previous AFTV show, we have to humble ourselves. We can't be getting those top strikers anymore. We might have to work with someone like a Tammy Abraham. Give us 15 goals. 15 goals is a good return in the Premier League for any striker. I don't care who you are. Most players don't get 15 Premier League goals. Give us 15 Premier League goals, 2 seasons in a row, get us back into that top 6, top 4, and then we can then look at going back to Harrods and the top tier. You know what I mean? Boy, we're looking at little, brethren. You know what I mean? we're looking at little, quick saving them places there. But so I'm not a big fan of his, but I do weirdly think he could do a job for us.
For 40 mil, would you take him?
No, not for 40 mil. Not for 40 mil. I think we're looking around the 30 mil. 30 mil.
You know what? I'm with you on that because, as I said to Curtis, and I know Curtis, he don't want no parts of it.
No, I'm not having him at all.
But what I'm saying, like you said, man, young, strong, quick, 6'5", obviously different options. Arsenal fan, apparently.
Yeah.
Lifelong Arsenal fan. So he would be committed to the cause, and I think he could do worse. And I think in the right atmosphere and circumstances, he could get you dozen to 15 goals.
And the thing is, Curtis, as well, is that I think if he did come in, you'd have to, again with Giroud, you'd have to judge him for what he is. He's going to miss a lot of chances. Tammy Abraham will because he's not clinical. He's not a Kane or an Aguero he's not that guy. So he will miss all the back. Yeah. So he will miss. He's missing for fun at the moment. But I'll get that in a bit. So if he came in, I would expect him to miss a few one-on-ones, a few tap-ins even. So once you are at peace with that and you see him for what he is, I'll forgive you missing a few tap-ins. If he brings 15 goals though, which I think in the right team he can bring, I'll take that.
For me, I just think at the moment we're poor in creating chances. I think he scores you 15 goals if he's in a team that creates a lot of opportunities. He got 15, I think, 2 years ago in Lampard's full season. But they created a lot. He played most weeks. If we've got Aubameyang, I suppose Lacazette would have to go for Tammy to come in, but I think he would be rotated. I don't think he would play every week.
No, I think he would know that. I think he would come to the club.
But what I'm saying, I don't think he would score 15 if he wasn't playing every week. So.
But if you look at it, last season at Chelsea, prior to Chelsea getting rid of Lampard, he was doing quite well. Don't forget, he made his way into the England squad, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think that's a symptom of England don't have a lot of great strikers.
One of the week.
No, true.
But the thing I see with Tammy that might be of benefit to us is that he offers you something different.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're a defender and it's the 75th minute and one of Lacazette, Aubameyang, Lacazette, whoever comes off, they see him coming on, he's going to cause them problems.
I think if we were to sign him, I think it would be a signal to the fans in regards to what Arteta wants to do this year. So it feels like Abraham doesn't fit into the kind of football that Arteta wants to play. Yeah. So this would be, if he signed him, it would be I'm only signing him because we want to lump it forward. That option's there. And that deviates away from the kind of football I think Arteta wants to play. And that, for me, you may say a plan B is needed and it's a good option to have.
That's what I subscribe to, 100%.
Or is it a guy that doesn't know what he wants to do and just have 4 or 5 plans and just like get someone in and you do what I mean?
You'd like to think the former.
You'd like to think
I'd like to think the former, but I'd definitely take it.
Do you know what I just want to say? Sorry,
go ahead.
Don't you think it sends out a bad message if Arsenal sign Tammy Abraham? I mean, I know we're not nowhere near Chelsea's level at the moment, but we aspire to be on that level. They're about to sign Lukaku for 97 million, one of the best goal scorers probably in the world at the moment. And we're buying Tammy Abraham, who was 4th choice for them last year, behind like Giroud, Werner, even Havertz. And we're taking him. I'm like, well, how are we supposed to catch them?
Well, this was my point when we signed William. I thought that on the face of it, William at the time was a good deal to be done on a free in London, knows the Prem, still got a couple of years left in him. I was wrong on that one. But my reason for not signing William was, to what you're saying, it doesn't look good that we're just taking Chelsea's cast-offs every single summer.
I agree, the optics of it doesn't look great. However, I still think that he offers us something different. And like you said, to use the words, we have to be humble ourselves and say, listen, we're not where Chelsea are right now, you know what I mean? So
the question is Abraham the best striker we can get of the strikers that we can get? And the answer probably is yes.
Yeah, because
it probably is.
I was going
to want to hear that, but
that's worrying.
It is worrying. Think of all strikers that we can get. He's probably one of the best.
Yeah.
I'd probably wait. I'd wait 12 months and stick with what we've got, Try and push Martinelli and Balogun.
I don't have any confidence that Lacazette and Aubameyang, I think they're done.
Well, we're going to get into that
anyway.
Okay, and I was going to mention James Maddison.
I like him. The narrative around James Maddison being this, he seems to kind of, the narrative around him is that he treads the right side of the line of cocky and arrogance. And that might be true, But without deviating too far, there are certain people like Paul Pogba that don't get that same kind of narrative when he's in the same bracket.
Why that is. Anyway,
it's a separate discussion. I like him. I think, and I'm just going to be brutally honest here, is moving to Arsenal an upwards move for James Maddison? I'm not convinced it is. So if I'm being
apparently
unbiased,
he wants to come.
No, I'm sure he does, because he wants to. I think he wants to come because he'll earn more money at Arsenal. Arsenal are a bigger club than Leicester City.
So
but if you were to say right now,
being in London will prove attractive to him. Put it that way.
what? Who's more likely to win the Premier League in the next 5 years, like Leicester and Leicester and Arsenal? I'd say Leicester.
Yeah.
I don't think either will, but who's more likely?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I don't think it necessarily is an upward move for him. I would take him. I think we need a kind of player like him that on the half turn can get the ball from the midfield, get the ball from the back four, and straight away make something happen. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we've got midfielders that, like Partey with his back to play, can get it and put it sideways and get moves going. But on the half turn, we haven't got anybody that on the half turn can get the ball. Bam, in one movement, we're into their back four. He does that.
He's also a goal-scoring midfielder.
He gets goals as well.
And set pieces.
Decent set pieces too.
Yeah.
So on the face of it, I would take him. There's something about his character that still irks me, that I'm still a bit, is that why Southgate didn't take you? Is that why Brendan Rodgers doesn't make you his main man? It slightly worries me.
At times as well.
Yeah. But as a player, brilliant player.
Yeah. And I know you're a fan.
I would take him. I do think at 60-70 million is a little bit overpriced,
Slightly.
but it's the market.
Yeah.
But I would take him definitely.
Right, I think consensus is fairly unanimous on that one. Right, moving on again then. So we've been looking in pre-season at Arsenal's pre-season, so friendlies update. Right, so Arsenal's final pre-season game took place last weekend. A 1-0 defeat in the North London derby, courtesy of a goal by Hung Sin. Let's call him Son. In the 79th minute. But I'm reliably informed, because I didn't actually see the game, that Tottenham did edge the game. They were the better side. They hit the post a couple of times, didn't they? I know, Curtis, you did a watch-along, you saw the game. We'll start with you. What was your thoughts on that?
I mean,
just briefly,
Arsenal didn't play too bad, but they just lacked cutting edge in the final third. They didn't look like scoring. Look a little bit disjointed. You can see that we haven't invested much. I was actually surprised by how Tottenham played, because I thought, you got no Harry Kane, you got a new manager, and they looked lively. You know, Dele Alli at the post twice. Son always seems to score against us. The goal was awful defending from us. Pablo Mari, I don't know what he was doing. El Neni leaves Son. And
El Neni again, right? He's having a woeful pre-season.
And we end up losing the game. We had a couple of chances at the end. Saka had a good chance, but
watch.
There wasn't a lot to watch, man. There weren't a lot. He played left wing, which I'm worried. I'm backing him. I'm supporting him, but but at the same time, you can't play him left wing, in my opinion. But
that's never been his forte, though. I can't understand why they're persisting with that. Jordan, did you see the game? If so,
I saw the game. I'm concerned about our season based off of what I've seen of all the games, but this game in particular, I think you're right. Tottenham did shade it. I think that they did deserve to win the game overall. Arsenal, that performance I saw from Arsenal against Spurs, I saw often in the league last season. Yeah, they weren't really bad.
No,
they just didn't have anything that would make me think, as the opposition, we're worried here. There was nothing at no stage where I thought, okay, there's going to be a sustained period of where Arsenal are going to probe, like knock on the door. It just seems to be lots of possession, but no real belief that we're going to score a goal. Yeah. I'm just like thinking, okay, this is nice and cute, but where is this going? Who's going to be the person to, I'll point at everyone about Maddison, who's the person who's going to get the ball and can see a pass or let off a shot? Do you know what I mean? Draw people out or back them, whatever it may be. I'm just watching games, I'm just not seeing any difference to what I was seeing last season.
Did you see the other pre-season games?
Not all. I saw a couple. I saw the Rangers. Is it not Rangers?
It was Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers. I saw the Rangers one. Again, it's all right. It's all
I
right.
have to
But
say, we haven't had a decent win in the pre-season.
No.
I mean, we beat Watford and Millwall.
But even forget the results. Even if we'd have won the games, what I look for is I need to know going into the new season, how is Mikel Arteta going to set up the team this season? Give me the indication of how we're going to play this year. I might not agree with it, but at least I know what it is.
Yeah.
He's playing this way this season. All right, it's not really how I would do it, but okay, at least I know what we're going to be. I don't know. Are we possession? Are we counter?
So I've got to say then, overall, given what you've seen in the pre-season,
I'm concerned.
Are you concerned?
Yeah, I am, because I don't see
What
any
about you?
difference. I think Lee Judge has said it on various shows on AFTV. Squad-wise, we're arguably weaker than we were last season.
Wow.
And we finished 8th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Finished 8th. I
And
mean,
all the other teams are strengthened. aren't
yeah, so I'm concerned.
Yeah. No, I agree
they?
with
Curtis,
you.
overall?
I mean, even Lokonga I thought was a bright spark in midfield. It's quite damning that a 20-year-old who's just come to the club is like almost leading our midfield with Thomas Partey out injured, and I've tried to be quite positive about Arteta and Arsenal, but I'm struggling to find much hope in that team.
You know I'm Team Arteta.
Come
over
on,
here.
you're real
But
Team
even
Arteta.
I'm like, bro, give me something.
Yeah,
Give me something to
anything.
defend you. 'Cause right now, you got 10 games, bro. You got 10 games. He's got 10 games. And let's
changed his tune real quick.
straight, because
No, but I think to be
No,
fair,
I hear
he's
you.
I've
being
said
real.
throughout,
I hear you.
when it becomes evident to me that even I'm running out of excuses, bro, you got 10, and our start to the season is not easy, you know.
It's not.
It's
We're
not
gonna touch
easy.
on that.
And you mentioned Lokonga, I thought he did play well against Spurs. But I've seen those signings come in before and play well in pre-season, have a good start, and then before you know it, they're Arsenal-fied. You know what I mean? We drag them down to a level you're like...
When you say Arsenal, for give us just the
Just
benefit.
like, you know,
That's a new term in there.
What it means.
players that are really good, give them 10, 15 games, you're like, what's happened to my man?
Yeah. I hear you on that.
Do you know what I mean? So even the players that we've got in that look good, let's judge him at Christmas. Let's judge him in March, because a couple games where you look lively, the bar's low at Arsenal midfield. It's very low.
It is.
You ain't got to do a lot to play well to stand out. And so I'm gonna hold back my reservations and my judgments on those new players until we get into the meat of the season.
100%.
Abba watch. We call it Abba watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about him. I don't know what's happening. I think that the confidence has been slapped out of him. I think although he did play on the wing often for Dortmund and was successful, their system must have been something that allowed him to come in more and score more goals. They might have had a better left back that didn't need the doubling up in the cover that we maybe do. I'm seeing him do some brilliant work in doubling up and covering whoever the left back is, but that's to the detriment of him being an attacking force going forward.
Something that me and
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Curtis said, yeah.
So I am worried. I personally would drop that. I would just, if you're going to play him for the middle.
100%.
Let's get his goals back up.
100%.
Let's do what he does best. Do you know what I mean?
But it has to be said, though, in fairness to the manager, he has had chances in this pre-season. He's had a few.
He has.
He's not converted any of them. Did he even score a goal in
I
pre-season?
don't think he has. No.
The thing is, though, and just in his defence slightly, we've seen before players come in, bang goals in pre-season.
Yes.
Start the season, they can't finish. Too much pressure, bigger, you know what I mean? So you've kind of got to flip it as well and go, well, if Aubameyang doesn't score in every pre-season game, but he scores against Brentford, who cares about pre-season?
The problem
That's
is
right,
last year he wasn't exactly okay.
It
His
feels
numbers
like
were
a
decent by the end,
continuation,
but overall
That's
it was
the
a
problem.
bad year for him.
It
I
was.
think so. I'm judging it not just I'm looking at the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's not been.
Yeah,
It's not.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
not, I have to say.
yeah, can't deny.
But I like to subscribe to the old adage, form is temporary, class is permanent.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna find
Yes,
that.
we will.
And also just probably
But I'm
finally
backing
on Aubameyang as well. Forget how he's playing. Even as a captain, I'm not seeing a captain. I'm not seeing a guy that when we're struggling, when things are going well. I don't subscribe to the idea you got to shout and bellow and scream, and I don't buy into that rubbish. That's for some people, not for others.
That's just for optics again.
Well,
isn't it?
yeah,
That
I don't
just
care. I
looks
don't
good.
care about all that.
And all that.
But I'm not seeing anything that's making me think you're the captain. You need to recognise what's going on here, and on the field of play, make adjustments. Talk to someone. Say, yeah, okay, for 10 minutes you got to come in here, or 50. You could push up, and I'll get anything. I'm not seeing a captain, and that's that for
I
me.
think on
is,
the leadership perspective, I've always viewed Aubameyang, and I could quite understand why he was given the captaincy, because at the time anyway, he was our best player by some distance, and I think it was more of a lead by example. He was the figurehead. He was the person that was galvanising the team through his performances. Obviously now the performances have dipped.
You've got to be someone that can
doesn't
actually
have
take that
same-
mantle on, though. So well and good being the best player and saying lead by example. That person's got to be able to deal with everybody watching and looking at them now to lead by example. And some players I think are best being the best player in the team, leave him alone, just let him score goals and give that responsibility to somebody else. I'm not sure the responsibility of being the guy that everyone looks to, I don't think it sits well with him.
Yeah.
But we see that a lot though, and I mean you've seen it down the road with Harry Kane at Tottenham. I wouldn't say he's vociferous, he doesn't strike me as a born leader.
No.
You've seen it even with Messi, he's captain at Barcelona.
Yeah.
He doesn't look. I mean, listen, I'm sure he knows the game inside out, but he doesn't look like the kind of guy that is what you would call a sort of archetypal leader. But it works because he's the best player. He galvanises a team, and he's like the figurehead. You know?
I think it's rare the best player in the team is the best option for captain. I don't think I can't think of many examples where the best player in the team has also been the right candidate as captain.
Was it you that was saying before the show that you're hearing that Arsenal are about to introduce a new leadership? Or was it you?
Yeah, a leadership group of five.
A leadership group of five, right. So who would be?
I think he said Holding, Xhaka, Aubameyang, Tierney. I think the other one was Lacazette or Bellerin.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't know. You know, Emery tried it didn't work. You know, it's just. We don't really have an apparent leader at the club. I don't think. A lot of people say Tierney, but he's still inexperienced himself. He hasn't been at the club for that long either. So
we'll see how that goes. But overall, I think it's fair to say we all agree that the pre-season has been underwhelming at best.
It was summed up when it started raining and that guy pulled out a cloth and started wiping his hands. That summed up our pre-season. Wet and miserable.
and to make it worse, we've got injuries through it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it was a pointless 5 games to do because I don't know anything more about Arsenal's new season than I did before, and we're minus Partey.
I mean, other than the obvious, which is getting the players in some kind of physical shape and stuff, there weren't that many positives. I mean, for me, the positives were the 2 new guys that come in look good, Sambi Lokonga especially, and Tavares, I thought he looked decent. Partey looked good, but then of course he got injured. But to be honest with you, other than that, I mean, we did create some chances, and Eddie had a couple of decent games where he looked quite sharp.
Yeah, he did.
But there wasn't a whole lot of positives. If anything, there was probably more negatives.
Yeah, as Claire said, I'm trying really hard this year to be positive. I'm trying.
I can see that.
I am. I'm really. People watching this, you're so miserable. I'm trying, but boy, we can't lie either. You know what I mean?
Lie, man.
But that segues nicely into our next topic and the main topic of the show. So as we know, the Premier League this week is back 2 months and 21 days after the last game. It's not that long, is it, really? This weekend, Arsenal featuring the curtain raiser, match 1 of 38, away to newly promoted Brentford. So they're our ops of the week. Right, Brentford, let's have a little look at them. First time ever in the history they're going to be in the Premier League. After beating Swansea in the Championship playoffs last season 2-0. Brentford manager by Thomas Frank, Danish manager, and Brentford play what he likes to call heavy metal football, which is high intensity, high tempo, high pressing, attack minded, and what they call interchangeable football. So he's quite progressive in the way he views things. I'm told they like to use either a 4-4-3 or a 3-4-1-2. Curtis, what's a 3-4-1-2?
Mate, I don't know. It sounds like a mess to me. But I suppose
that's
it's
a 4-3-3, isn't it?
Yeah, like 3-4.
It's interchangeable.
I guess it's number 10 behind it.
I guess it's a flexible, interchangeable
We'll find
system.
out on Friday anyway.
The major threats, the obvious one being Ivan Toney. He's a recognised goal scorer. He got 33 goals last season, by the way. Quick, strong, skillful, knows where the goal is, good finisher. Also a very confident looking guy as well, by all accounts. He's talking himself up this season. The wide men are pretty good. I think it's Sergio Canos and Brian Mbeumo. I haven't butchered that name. So they do have their threats. They are a decent team, well managed. They're at home. First game ever in the Premiership, new stadium, and I'm sure their fans will be up for it big time. So that's the cauldron into which Arsenal's stepping into. Who shall I start with? We'll start with Jordan, he's our guest.
So
First game of the season. So what are you saying, bro?
So on Brentford themselves, I think Brentford, when teams come to the Premier League, I always think the most important thing, first of all, is to, well, after personnel you have, is to understand the league you're in and acclimatise as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It's not about necessarily trying to win your first 10 games of the season, because I've seen teams start really well and still go back down. I think it's about pinpointing where you can get your points. So it's like, these are the first 10 games. Okay, we think we can get a point there. We can win that one. We'll probably lose that. And if you can tick off the games and navigate your way through the season, I think you have a chance of staying up. Having said that, I think if they don't, the excitement and the buzz of being in the Prem for the first time only lasts so long. You'll get 2-2 slaps from Man City and Liverpool, Man United, and you soon realise, boy, this is a proper league. So if they can acclimatise as quickly as possible and understand the league they're in, I think they'll be fine. That heavy metal football stuff is all well and good for newspaper articles and on paper, but you can go gun-ho all day long, but these teams out here you're playing are not dibby teams. I'm worried. I don't see Arsenal winning this game. I think
I won't preempt anything, but go on.
You never really want to play, for me, a promoted team on the first game of the season, especially away. I know people say, oh, we beat Fulham last year. There were no fans there. There were no fans at Fulham. This is their first game in the Premier League ever, as you said. This is their brand new stadium. They're going to be coming to party. They're going to be bang up for this. And if I'm Brentford, I'm thinking, so Arsenal, we can get a point here. The
way they're talking, I don't know if you've heard.
I'm saying at least a point.
Certain stories coming out of their camp, they're looking at Arsenal as a very winnable game.
Let's respect them, but we can get a point here. So I don't see Arsenal winning this game. I don't think we're prepared. I don't think we're ready. My concern is that the transfers that I think will be done between now and the end of the window for Arsenal will mean that we're 2, 3, 4 games down already. This is a league. If you want to get top 4, top 6 even, you've got to start well. You can't lose your first. And our first, we got Brentford, Chelsea, City. You could be 0 points effectively by the time the window closes. So I'm concerned about Arsenal's start. I don't see Arsenal winning this game.
I'm going to ask you for your prediction later. So just
okay, cool.
My man Curtis.
Oh man, I thought I was the more. You know what I mean?
The harsher one.
I thought you were the
pessimist.
The
harsher one, yeah. Jeez, Friday the 13th as well. That game is written, isn't it?
It's written in the stars.
All I'm saying, if I was Ivan Toney sitting there, I'd be thinking, yo, I want
a couple
all
goals
the
in
smoke.
there. Yeah.
Pablo Mari at centre back, I'm thinking I can get off the mark first day. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't be fearful of Arsenal, and that's what's horrible about Arsenal, because you knew, being an Arsenal fan back in the day, that teams were scared of us.
Yeah.
We had players they knew were a problem. They don't need to be that scared about Arsenal. In terms of Brentford, the heavy metal football, it can go two ways. Norwich tried to play beautiful football, finished bottom of the league, flew out the league. Leeds came in with it, they kind of made it work. They lose 4-0, then they win 4-0. So you don't know how that's going to work. If a team like Man City was playing Brentford opening day, I'd say Brentford will have a go at them, City will pick them off and beat them. But we don't have that quality to do that. That's what my worry is. We don't move the ball quickly. I think it'll be a difficult game.
I think so.
The optimist in me is just saying, you know what, I'm going to predict a victory, but I'm not confident going into that game.
And that's how far we've fallen. This is Brentford. With all due respect, this is Brentford. Newcomers to the Premier League, and none of us are confident about getting a win here. That's bad. But I think for Arsenal, one of the things I want to see this year, which I've not seen so far, is managing games. So they're going to come with excitement. There'll be noise, music. They'll be bang up for it.
Yeah, that first 20 minutes will be...
Manage that. Get through that. Yeah. Let them calm down. Let them just get to an hour. And then, as you say, pick them off. We're meant to be Arsenal. Play the game smart. Don't get caught up in the noise and the emotional.
Very good point.
Do you know what I mean? So I think if Arsenal are smart, they can win this game. I don't think we're very smart, so I can't see us winning the game. You know what I mean? Just being real.
Well, there's a couple of players in our team. Let's just say they're not always the smartest when it comes to decision making. But you know what I'm going to ask you now? I'm going to ask for you to give me your team 1 to 11 and formation. So we'll start with Curtis.
Is this the team I would pick, or I think Arteta will pick?
Yeah, a bit of both. But what you would pick,
I would pick,
and if there's any major differences.
I mean, I will say 4-2-3-1 because that's what we play all the time anyway. So I'll just go along with it. Leno in goal, Tierney at left back. I mean, Pablo Marie was awful the other day, but we're short of options because Gabriel's not available. So I go for Marie and Ben White. Not going to play holding. I mean, right back is like, you might as well just put 3 names in a hat and I just pull one out.
I'll go for Chambers, mate.
See, I would.
But he'll go for Bellerin.
I would go for Cedric.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I would go for Cedric purely because I think he's the natural right back. I still think Chambers is a centre back playing right back. So I would go for Cedric. You go Xhaka and Lokonga in midfield. Can't play on any. There's no party.
But he'll play on any, won't he?
I mean, I hope not. And then
but he will.
play Smith Rowe in the 10. See, the difficult decision is Saka came on against Tottenham, didn't look sharp. Only just come back. I think he played 20 minutes. I don't know if he's fit enough to start the game. If he's fit enough, I'll play Saka and Pepe out wide, and I'll play Aubameyang up front, because I just think you've got to find a way to make Aubameyang work rather than benching him and playing Lacazette. I would.
See, that team that you've named is pretty much what I would play, and I would say on paper that should be enough to secure at least a point, if not beat Brentford. But then, given the intangibles that we've just discussed, I'm not sure that's going to happen. But anyway, over to another one of our experts, Jordan. Your team,
same formation, same team. Apart from, I'm just thinking, who else could play on the left apart from Aubameyang?
Martinelli's back, but he's not.
So him and Saka will probably need another couple of weeks. I mean, I said earlier on that I wouldn't play Aubameyang on the left anymore, but I might have to. You know what I mean? Because I don't like Smith Rowe wide. No. I don't think he's effective wide. No. So I must be forgetting someone. Anyway, I think the same team. I'd go Cedric at right back. I'd go same team, probably Pepe. You know me and Pepe, you know what I mean? It's like we're 2 years in now and I'm still not seeing a player that...
No, I'm going to put myself out on a limb and say at this moment in time, he's our best player. Certainly in terms of talent.
More than Saka? More than Tierney?
In terms of ability then.
Oh no, I'm having Tierney above him.
I think Saka's our best player. He's been playing the best. But I think in terms of natural ability, things they do with the ball, I would say Pepe. I mean, some of the goals that guy scores, man, some of the runs he makes.
That's a show in itself.
Yeah,
who is Arsenal's best player?
I mean, but notwithstanding, I do like Pepe. I think he doesn't get much love from the manager, and the manager obviously doesn't seem to trust him.
In Pepe's defence, I would say, I mean, last season he scored 10 in the Prem, which ain't bad for a guy that doesn't play every week and he gets taken off a lot. What I will say with Pepe, I think he's got to grab more big games by the scruff of the neck.
Totally.
Even against Tottenham the other day, there was times where he had the left back one-on-one and he's not running out. He's cutting back and passing it to Bella, and I'm like, we didn't pay 72 million for you to give it back to our right back. You need to damage fullbacks. Zaha, Salah, these man damage fullbacks, and that's what I want to see from Pepe.
You're right, his goal output actually wasn't that bad when you factor in how many games he played. What I think is bad is, just to repeat you, is that his goal creation numbers need to go up.
He got 1 assist last year.
Oh man, come on. And I don't mind that if you're scoring 20 goals.
We can take that.
Do you know what I mean? But if you're not scoring 20 goals, you need to be fizzling it across. Whatever. Just I need more.
You can take a good free kick as well.
It's all right.
I mean, his corner taking is not that brilliant. How many times have we seen Pepe take corners and go straight to the first round, which is so annoying?
I think
so he does have these detractions.
I think I think that fullbacks are not fearful of him. They don't look at him and think, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble here." When they look at Mane, like, "Uh-oh, Zaha, who's at Chelsea? When he's on the ball, I can handle this."
But that's a good point you raise, and that's probably one of the things when I was assessing this game. I was thinking, if you're Brentford, even Aubameyang at the moment, he's not frightening anyone, is he? No. And so you listen to the noises coming out of Brentford's camp. I've heard a couple of interviews of Ivan Toney. This man's confident, and I reckon that's probably reflective of
the camp,
the rest of the team. They're probably thinking, "Yo, man, this is a great game for us."
Well, they should be.
First game of the season in our new stadium. First time we've ever been in the Premiership. the curtain raiser for the season. They're looking at Arsenal thinking, yo, food. No, but you know what I mean? No, because there's nothing to lose for Brentford. If they get, as long as they don't take a hammer, even if we beat them, they're going to be that kind of the plucky losers type thing, aren't they? Oh, Brentford, it was their first. It's true. It was their first rodeo. You know what I mean? Totally. They did really well. Blah blah blah. They'll get better. They've got nothing to lose. Arsenal have got a lot to lose. Yeah, because if we don't perform and we get beaten, even though we finished last season very strongly, but because we've had this, let's be honest, relatively poor pre-season, because we've got key players not performing, Aubameyang, because we've not done that much in the transfer window. Okay, the Ben White sign, I like the look of it, but you know, and we've brought in some youngsters, but it's not been overwhelming, has it? If we do not get a result worthy of the name this weekend, man, all of a sudden the vibes are.
Well, let me ask you, because you've got to give your viewers some positive to look forward to. What are the positives ahead of this game? And what are the things that you guys would say are reasons why we would win this game?
I think we have the talent, and I'm going to draw on something that you said that I absolutely agree with, and it was something that I thought about when I was thinking about this game, which is that we need to use our experience, the players we got, and manage the game. So no silly mistakes by Granit Xhaka, bringing down man just outside the box, giving away free kicks, penalties. No passing back to the goalkeeper and putting him under pressure. You know what I mean? We need to manage the game. We need to be professional. Draw the sting. You spoke about that earlier. The first 20 minutes of that game is going to be intense. It's going to be...
First half, I think, is going to be... They'll be noisy.
But especially, you know what football games are like, especially in the Premier League. First 15, 20 minutes is going to be mad. Tackles going in, a lot of passion, a lot of energy. But we need to draw the sting and then later on apply our greater experience and class. And let's face it, we pound for pound, man for man, we do have the better players. So we need to make that tell. That's probably not going to emerge until midway through the second half, maybe. So we just need to be cognizant.
You could flip that tactic as well. So I'm saying maybe manage the game and then kill them off in the last. But you could flip it, and the tactic could be score early. Let's shut them up early and see what they've got. Do you know what I mean? So, but if that's a tactic, then cool. Let's work on a tactic. There's Arsenal. Let's get a goal in the first 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's get a goal early, and let's shut them up. Do you know what I mean? Let's push them back a little bit.
I think on the flip side, if you're Mikel Arteta, because you've got to look it in a positive light. This ain't Man City first game of the season. All right, it's Brentford. They're going to make noise and the crowd will be lively. We should still be looking at this game going, we're a better team than them. If I'm Aubameyang, I'm thinking everyone's on my back. I'm going to get my first goal. Do you know what I mean? Because the crazy thing about this game, with us having Chelsea and Man City next, it's almost a must-win game.
It is
first game of the season. I'm telling you. Because the international breaks at the end of the month. Like you said, we could have no victory in the first 3 games.
No points.
And it's a crisis already. So they've got to win this game for me. You know, I think they've got to.
Well, that leads me nicely on to what I was going to ask you guys next, which is your predictions for the game in terms of score. I'll go last. Jordan, you're our guest. You can go first.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to go 2-2. And that's me being nice. Yeah.
That's also you being honest.
I know you're being honest, though, aren't you?
I think 2-2. Yeah.
Curtis?
I'm going to go...
Do you think Aubameyang will score? You hope so.
No.
You don't? No. So where do you see the goals coming from?
I think he'll score. I think he'll get goals. I don't think he'll score on Friday.
So where do you see the goals coming from?
Depending on who he plays, I'll go Lacazette. You know, I'm a Lacazette fan. And let's go Xhaka.
Xhaka,
let's go Xhaka. Xhaka and Lacazette.
Yeah,
man. Anything can
happen. Curtis,
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win. A flaky 2-1 win. Like, you know, wouldn't surprise me if Ivan Toney scored, because, you know, Pablo Mari and that, he's gonna
I think he will
food
score.
As you said, man. That's food for a minute, you know.
Mari's good though. Mari's not great, but Mari, I think he's the best centre back we've got at the moment. I mean, bar Gabriel.
I don't think he is.
You know,
I think Gabriel and Ben White are better than him.
I would like to see it. I'm looking forward to watching Ben White.
I call him squad fodder. You know. But,
harsh.
It's harsh, but yeah.
So you're going to where the goals come from?
I'm going 2-1. I'm going Oba. And Aubameyang. Not both. I'll give him one. I think he'll get one. If he hadn't scored by next week, I ain't got much more. I can't defend him for too much longer. But
something on that though, and where he might score is going back to the point about Brentford being really excited and really kind of like up for this. That could result in a rash tackle in the box. So if I'm Arsenal, I'm thinking to myself, these guys are going to be bouncing back. They're going to be coming out like on it. We just keep our cool, run at them. Run at them and just
catch them on the break.
Run at them and get runners in the box.
Well, I also think the manager's quite a cautious guy. I don't think he'll be all guns blazing. Right, for my prediction, I'm going similar to you. I'm going for the Desmond 2-2. My scorers will be Aubameyang and Pepe. Not because they're my two favourite players, but I can see scenarios where they're going to score. I'm hoping that Aubameyang's going to really start positively and do his best to prove everybody. A lot of people writing him off. Even a couple of guys I saw last night at my gym where I go to, the Mob, Arsenal fans, shout out to you guys. And they're basically saying, boy, man, they're not overly confident this season at all. And they're saying Aubameyang might be finished. A lot of people are saying that. So I'm hoping against hope he's going to prove us, a lot of people wrong. Not so much me, because I still believe in him, but yeah, man, so that's where I'm going with that. Whilst we're talking about the game and the season and that, predictions for the season. Where do you think Arsenal finish? And why?
I mean, a lot depends on what happens in the window, but I can only judge off the team we've got right now. If things change, then it's different. I think similar to last season, I've got to be honest, I think 7th, 8th. I just don't think we've done enough. I look at all the teams above us, they're doing more than us. I think Arteta will
teams like Villa.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Arteta will be under a lot of pressure with the fans there. Those defeats that he just walked out the stadium with no fans, you're being hounded out the stadium this year. I
Man throwing season ticket.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm going 7th or 8th unless they do something drastic in the window before the end of the month.
I've got a 7th. I've got Spurs 8th, but for me that's interchangeable. I've only got our 7th because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I think we could easily finish 8th. But I've got a 7th at the moment for the reasons that Curtis has offered. I've not seen enough to make me think we're going to kick on and do better.
Again, I'm going to have to agree with these guys, man. I can't see us finishing much more. We won't get in the top 6, in my opinion. I think we could be 7th or 8th again. It's not impossible, obviously, but
I think top six is gettable.
It's gettable.
I think we can get. I think there's 4 teams and managers who I think are significantly better than us. So the top 5.
So you're saying top 4 out of the question?
Oh yeah. That's done.
Top 4.
I think top 5 is a write-off.
Top 4 is a write-off.
But there's about 3 or 4 teams that I think will be looking at 6th place.
Yeah.
And we're one of them.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The fact that you say 5, so are you putting Leicester with those 4? Yeah.
And I've got to ask, who you think's going to win it?
I've got City. I know that there's talk about whether they'll go back for Kane or they've got a striker.
But Chelsea with Lukaku, I mean, last season, Chelsea.
I've got Chelsea second.
Yeah.
I've got Chelsea second.
They had problems up front last season.
Yeah.
And now they're about to sign Lukaku.
Yeah.
Do you think that might redress the balance?
No, I think they'll get closer to first, but I still think City have enough. I think City will buy a striker. I don't think it'll be Kane.
And your top 4?
My top 4 is City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester.
Wow. So you're putting Leicester above United.
I've got Leicester United.
So all these teams are all strengthening, although Leicester haven't done much in the window.
Oh, they have.
They got a couple in.
Yeah. I think they've made the signing of the. I think he's the signing of the summer so far. I don't know why we weren't looking at him, but that's a different issue as well. I think Leicester got one of the most exciting squads in the league.
Oh yeah, they've got a good overall squad. I'm just thinking that.
You look at Kasper Schmeichel. I think he's the 3rd best keeper in the league and has been for years. Pereira, I'm a big fan of him. He's at right back. Evans will do a job. Soyuncu, he'll be back. James Justin at left back, I think he's out, but he'll be back as well. Ndidi, Maddison if they keep him, Tielemans, Vardy I think will tail off this year. This will be the year I think Vardy will tail off.
Yeah, we saw signs of that towards the end of last season.
Yeah, I think this is the year that I think,
by his standards,
I think if Vardy gets 10 Premier League goals this year, he'll have done well. But I think Iheanacho will score goals. Barnes, I'm a big fan of Harvey Barnes. They've got a bad boy squad.
Yeah, they've got a very good squad. I'm just thinking in the transfer window, I thought they might have done a bit more, to be honest.
I don't know how much more they really need.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
No,
mean?
but you know what this league is like. If you're not strengthening and moving forward, you're actually regressing.
Yeah, I think they have. I think that with the Samari signing, I think that they have strengthened in that area, in that department.
They have. Yeah.
I would have loved us to gone in for Ndidi. I love Ndidi. I'm a massive fan of Ndidi. But I think to what I said earlier on, I'm not convinced that those players would even come to Arsenal now. So, you know what I mean? So,
Guys,
I think.
where do you think?
Well, Arsenal, as I said. So
No, I mean in terms of who do you think will win the title?
I'll win the title. I think City are still favourites, but I do think they need a striker. I don't think Jesus is the answer. They've lost Aguero. That whole false nine thing, I don't think you can go for a whole season and win a title with that. So I do think they need a striker.
Because although they got Grealish and he's a fantastic player,
they didn't need
he's not
him.
really a goal-scoring midfielder per se, is he?
I mean, he gets you maybe 10, but you'll probably get more. But
that's true.
I just didn't think they needed him.
They didn't need him. Villa, by the way, have robbed the bank on that transfer. They have robbed the bank and got away with it. 100 million for Jack Grealish.
It's massively overpriced. It is.
Nah. I like Jack Grealish, but all these Grealish fanboys during the summer, England got to play him. Oh my God, he's a good player. 100 million.
The game's gone crazy.
100 million. And what he's done without realising it. Even with tax, what he's done without realising it as well, it's none of his business, but he's made it hard enough for Kane to get out of Spurs. Because if I'm leaving, I'm thinking, you paid 100 million for Grealish, and you what? I want 200 million for Harry Kane, about 150. So the Grealish thing, for me, is weird because he doesn't solve a problem. He doesn't solve an issue for them.
I think he does make them a better team now, undoubtedly.
But does he?
I think so.
I don't think they really needed him that much.
I don't think they need him either.
In terms of your question, though, my outside tip for the league is Liverpool. And not a lot of people are talking about them, but I just think Van Dijk and Gomez fit. Thiago, I think, will settle in better this year. They've signed Konate, who I think is an excellent young centre-back.
So you're going for Liverpool,
listen, if Kane goes to City, write it off. It's finished. He'll score 30 goals in that City team with De Bruyne and them man creating for it. If they don't get a Kane or a top striker, City are still favourites, but
top four.
There's a lot of caveats here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
little wiggle room.
There's a lot of room to move.
Yeah, a little wiggle room. So when we pull this sharp,
I did say
as well. Yeah.
Top four. Very briefly.
I think top four will be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. I'll go for that.
I'm going to sit on the fence and say all of those teams will feature, but no. I'm going City again with some reservation, but City, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, United. Liverpool, United, 3. Unfortunately, we don't make the top 4. But listen, guys, thanks very much. We've come to the end of this week's show. Really loved having you guys on, having your honest and forthright opinions, man. Jordan, thanks so much for coming.
Anytime,
really
anytime.
Tell the people they can find you on social media.
Curtis Shaw TV, daily uploads, watch-alongs, same old.
Same.
My name on Instagram, Jordan Jarrett Bryan, on Twitter, _Jordan J Bryan. Check me out.
And thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the show. Truly appreciate your support. Like, share, subscribe. Smash the like button, man. Keep it coming. Keep your comments coming. Keep the show interactive. And enjoy the weekend's games. And we look forward to seeing you next week. We're out.